One YouTube topic can become 4 videos without becoming 4 copies. The trick isn't a secret upload pattern. It's deciding what different job each video does for the same viewer. Take a topic that's tempting you to repeat. Say it's how creators can use AI responsibly. A beginner needs a starting point. A working creator needs a process. Someone who already has uploads needs a way to inspect results. Those are related needs, but they aren't the same question. Chris, where do people usually make this collapse?
They ask one giant question, then cut it into 4 titles. First video, AI for YouTube. Second video, better AI for YouTube. Third video, the best AI for YouTube. That's 4 covers around the same unopened box. Give me a viewer who has a job to finish, and I can assign 4 useful reps.
Start with the viewer job, not the tool name, not the broad niche. A viewer may be trying to choose a topic, turn a research note into an outline, fact-check a draft, or diagnose why an upload did not reach the intended audience. Each task has a different decision at the end. That decision is what separates an episode from its neighbor. Chris, keep the 4 outputs on the board.
The evidence question is blunt. What does the viewer leave able to do that they could not do before? If all 4 answers are use AI better, you don't have a series. You have a slogan with 4 thumbnails.
That's fair. I mean, it's more than fair. It's the rep. Video 1 can end with a topic scorecard. Video 2 can end with a source card. Video 3 can end with a revision checklist. Video 4 can end with a weekly review note. 4 concrete outputs, and each one makes the next step easier.
Notice what we're not claiming. A playlist doesn't guarantee a recommendation, a search position, or a revenue result. It's an organization and learning design tool. YouTube describes playlists as collections for organizing videos, and its current help guidance explains that creators can add videos from Studio's content area or a video details page. The viewer benefit comes from the sequence you build, not from a magic switch.
Read the map before you write a title. First card, choose the audience problem. Second, make 1 useful draft. Third, verify the claims and examples. Fourth, review performance and choose 1 next experiment. That's a path. It also makes overlap visible early when changing the plan costs almost nothing.
What if the same viewer skips straight to episode 3? Do we make the series so sequential that they feel lost?
No, each video must stand on its own. Give a 10-second orientation, define the local problem, then teach the local solution. The sequence should reward a returning viewer with momentum, not punish a new viewer for arriving late. Think of a good textbook chapter. It knows where it sits, but it still tells you what the chapter is for.
And don't smuggle sameness in through the examples. If every episode opens with the same dashboard, the same 3 tool names, and the same promise to save time, viewers recognize the furniture before they recognize the lesson. Change the question, the evidence, and the practice. The topic can stay connected without every room looking identical.
Try the map with a real seed. A video about YouTube search could become, choose a query worth answering, outline a direct answer, verify the source behind the answer, then review whether the opening delivered that answer quickly enough. The shared subject is search. The viewer work changes each time. That difference is what makes the series worth returning to.
That is the map's first test. 4 connected lessons, 4 different decisions. Keep that sentence beside the outline. It will catch repetition before it reaches the viewer.
That gives us the first payoff. 1 topic becomes 4 jobs. Next, Professor Nakamura is going to push on the hard part. How do you order those jobs without treating your own guess as proof of what viewers want? What single job is your viewer trying to finish?
4 connected jobs, 1 clear map. Keep the viewer's next decision visible, then we can test the order without mistaking it for a platform guarantee. 1 thing before the next part, and then we move right on. If any of this is clicking, tap that like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for the next one. It takes a second, it costs nothing, and it helps more than you would think. Professor Nakamura, we have 4 jobs. Now somebody has to put them in an order. I don't want advice that says, just follow the data, because data doesn't hand us a syllabus.
It doesn't. Order begins with dependency. A creator can't productively diagnose a result before they have a published video. They can't responsibly fact-check a source card after they have already treated a claim as settled. Put the prerequisite first, then the practice, then the review. It's a learning sequence, not a collection of equally loud headlines.
So first choose the job, then build the workflow, then check it, then review it. That feels almost too clean.
Clean isn't the same as simplistic. The sequence is a working hypothesis about where confusion is likely to occur. Our evidence can refine it. YouTube's audience retention report is available at the video level and is designed to show which moments held attention and where improvement may be possible. That tells us where to investigate in a completed video. It doesn't tell us why a person left with certainty.
Read the word investigate. A dip isn't a confession from the viewer. It says someone skipped or stopped watching there. The person might have received the answer already, disliked the detour, or simply been interrupted by life. We inspect the surrounding minute before we rebuild the series around one bend in a line.
Exactly. A spike can be valuable, confusing, or both. YouTube says spikes can reflect watching, rewatching, or sharing. That's a prompt to watch the segment and form competing explanations. One possible move is to make a difficult demonstration clearer. Another is to give a valuable checklist earlier. The curve starts the editorial conversation. It doesn't finish it.
I want to add a practical rule. Don't make the next episode a 10-minute recap of the last one. Put a bridge in the first minute. Last time we made the research card. Today we're using it to test a draft that honors returning viewers and gives new viewers the minimum they need.
Yes, the bridge names the dependency, it doesn't reteach it. If a prior lesson is essential, point to it plainly and show the one artifact that crosses the boundary. This prevents a common sameness problem, each episode spending its opening minute trying to prove it belongs in the series instead of solving its own problem. Caroline, the bridge is the promise in miniature.
Here is the consumer protection version. Before producing episode 4, compare its promise with episodes 1 through 3 in one sentence each. If 2 sentences answer the same question, cut or combine one. More uploads aren't automatically more help. Duplication has a cost. The viewer spends time looking for the new part and may stop trusting the titles.
That's a hard cut. Sometimes I want to keep the 4th episode because the outline looks balanced.
Balance on paper isn't a service to the viewer. If the 4th card is just episode 2 wearing a different hat, remove it. Your calendar will survive.
And the replacement need not be a larger claim. It may be a worked example, a misconception clinic, or a review protocol. The right question isn't, what else can we say about AI? It's, where does this learner make the next costly decision? That decision can create a genuinely new lesson.
Write the revision in the map. Under each episode, record the promise, prerequisite, visible output, evidence you will inspect, and the next question it creates. That makes the series capable of learning from itself without pretending every audience movement has one simple cause.
Erica, a useful series map, should also name what it won't cover. If this 4-part sequence is about editorial workflow, don't bolt on a 5th lesson about buying cameras just because the word creator appears in both. That boundary protects the promise. A broader topic belongs in a new path with its own viewer job. Professor Nakamura, thank you for keeping the sequence accountable to the evidence. Start with the dependency, then inspect the result in context. That is enough structure to plan the next lesson without pretending the platform wrote the lesson for you.
We have the order. We have the overlap check. Next, we'll turn it into a production card that a creator can actually use before the next 4 scripts begin.
Professor Nakamura, thank you. Build from dependency, inspect the evidence in context, and cut the duplicate before the viewer has to discover it for you.
Let us build the 4-card map for real. Topic: use AI to help run a YouTube channel. Card 1 isn't every AI tool you need. It's choose one channel task before you choose a tool. The output is a short task statement: research, drafting, editing, or review.
Good. Narrow enough to act on.
Card 2 is the working process. Show how one task moves from a question to a draft to a human check. The viewer should leave with a small workflow, not a promise that software will replace judgment. For example, gather sources, make an outline, identify uncertain claims, and revise the language that overstates what the evidence can support.
Card 3 is where people get nervous because fact-checking sounds like it slows everything down. It's the What is it called? The quality control rep. Show the source card, identify a claim that needs a primary page, and explain what remains uncertain. That's a different lesson from drafting, even though it uses the same project.
Chris, the phrase is quality control rep. Keep it. It tells the truth. A source card isn't decorative credibility. It's where a viewer can see what supports the claim and what doesn't.
Card 4 closes the loop. Review one published video, one observation, one caveat, and one next question. I take long walks outlining episodes aloud, and even there I don't let a neat story replace the record. A useful review note might say, the opening delivered the promised example earlier during this window. We still can't infer a ranking effect or generalize that result to every topic.
That last sentence is the standard. We can observe, we can compare, we can propose the next test. We don't get to announce that a playlist caused a recommendation because the story feels satisfying. Chris, the distinction protects the viewer.
Can I give the viewer the first rep? Open a blank note. Make 4 rows. Promise. Prerequisite. Output. Next question. Fill 1 row for the video you already know you want to make. Don't fill all 4 with titles yet. The title comes after the job is clear.
There is a useful stress test. Cover the titles. Can you still tell the 4 episodes apart from their outputs and decisions? If not, the series has not differentiated enough. Rename the job, change the practice, or remove the duplicate. The map is supposed to expose this before the scripting time is spent.
And if you're tempted to make 1 card just because 4 looks neat, don't. My household files warranties, and even we don't keep a receipt for a purchase we never made. A series earns its 4th video by giving the viewer a 4th useful decision.
That was good. Also, painfully specific.
The final discipline is to revisit the map after publishing. Audience retention can show moments that held attention or places viewers left. An intro is YouTube's percentage still watching after 30 seconds. Review those signals in context with the actual title, first line, and teaching beat. Then select one modest next test. That's how the playlist learns without becoming a superstition machine.
No tools named here are paid placements or sponsorships. They are research-led examples for education. Use the tools available to you. Consult current official guidance when a platform feature changes, and let the viewer's actual problem decide what belongs in the next video.
Here is the close. One topic can carry a series when every video earns a distinct place, a different viewer decision, a different practice, a visible output, and an honest handoff. Build the map first. Then write the scripts that the map proves are necessary.
Here is a quick quality check. Read the 4 outputs aloud: task statement, workflow outline, source card, review note. If any 2 sound interchangeable, stop before writing. Change the viewer decision until the outputs differ. That's not throwing work away. It's saving the viewer from 4 videos that all arrive at the same shallow finish.
My practical verdict: plan the 4 cards before drafting 4 scripts. If the decision and output repeat, remove the duplicate. A smaller, useful series beats a longer series that keeps making the same promise.
Keep the map beside the data. It will remind you what your next upload is actually trying to teach.
If this gave you a cleaner planning method, like and subscribe for the next Grow with AI Creator Lab. Which single viewer decision will anchor your next 4 video series? 4 jobs, 4 outputs, 1 learning loop. That is a series with a reason to continue.